So still just like we always do it. If you have something that you don't understand, you just ask straight away. So in the previous lectures we did what? We covered the constraint layouts and the types of layouts. And then we then covered those are all that we covered. So right now we're supposed to start with Android menu and the rest. But between Android menu and what we covered in the previous class, there is some other courses that are just we're supposed to know. They're just like extras. They're basics of Android, such as understanding the app structure, common attributes of Android, Android elements, image view, text edit. I'm going to get all these ones in one just application, one app, as one video, as one example, and then after that we'll just go straight to what? To opening menu we did in the previous class. A lot of these things I've done it in the previous classes, most of them. We'll just go to what? To the menu option, number 13. So let me create one application. In the previous class we stopped from where? We stopped from which application? I don't know. I want to see how we name the previous. Okay, just say create new, and then I say empty application, and then say next. I'm going to say which one is this folder. Let me select the one that we are saving in before. So it is this one. So this was number 2. And let's go menus and navigation. No, I've not reached there. So I'll just say okay. So I can say so I can come here and say more about Android. So here I can come and put a folder, folder. Can put stroke. So I can put here. This one was number what? This one was number 2. So this one I can make it number 3. Number 3 underscore. About Android. So Android will create for us this folder, and then I'll say okay, finish, and then to start preparing for us the project. So as it is preparing, we are going to look at what? We're going to look at this thing that will be between that and this video and the previous video. I mean the previous class. We're going to begin with Android Abstraction. Abstraction. I already discussed that one in the previous class, like how the application of Android is organized. We did it in the previous class. How we talked about the manifest. We talked about the Java class and then the XML file. So that's how it is organized. But this one open, and then we'll look at them again as we proceed to what? To some common attributes that we always use in what? In Android elements. So there it has finished. I will say that Android must have a what? Manifest, which is on top here. So this manifest will define everything that is going to be in our application. The permission that we'll use in application, all the activities that we'll use in our application, they must be defined here. The logo of our application, the icon, all of these are defined in this section. Then we looked at what? At the Java application with the back end. So all our activities, they must have back end, which is inside this inside Java folder. Then we have the front end, which is having the layouts. So these layouts will represent UI or user interfaces that we'll use in application. And these UI, they're written in in XML, like they we saw in the previous class. They're written just in XML code. Then beyond that, we have still other elements, other things that we may use. For example, we need to use pictures. We may need to use pictures. We may need to use something like audio. You may need to use other resources. So other resources that are not part of the layout, like other materials, media that we may use, we put them in this folder called drawable. So in this drawable, if you use a static picture that you'll use in application, you store it here in this drawable. And in the previous class I showed you that if you want to access these elements inside the activity or inside the back end, we can use the R, whereby you start with a capital R, this capital R of class, and then you specify the folder. It can be animation, it can be, for example, drawable. Then it will point in drawable. Then when you click dot, it will do what? It will point in different drawable that you have in your drawable folder, and then you'll be able to use them. Very good. So we have drawables. Other things we have mipmap. This mipmap is just an icon. It's just an icon that we use in application. And then we have values. So these values are things that we need to define at once, and we don't want to repeat them. For example, colors. You remember, like in HTML, when you could define a file of colors, we write the CSS only one time, and you're able to reuse that CSS in different files. So likewise here, Android, it gives us ability to define those values of colors in one file, in this under values colors, and then those ones we can reuse them. For example, here you see you're defining a color called purple, and then we can reuse this purple anytime that we want. We can define more things here, but here it is just for colors. When you are theming, we are writing a theme. So Android has specific colors that mean something. For example, here we just define colors that we'll use. You can define your colors: red, blue, green, everything. But Android has a way how we can theme. So once you define these colors, then we can use them. And where do you use them? We can either use them here in back end, or you can use them here in the layouts, and or you can use them here in the theme. For example, before we proceed, let me show you how we can, for example, I want to change this color to a certain color that I defined here. Certain color that I defined here. For example, this is called purple Purple 500. So I can simply come here and just say I want this text to be of that one of the color that is there. So let me do it. I'll just simply say text color. Very good. So it is going to be here when you're refreshing, it refreshes like this. So I say at any of these folders that we're using. So if it's an image, you can put at drawable, at who. So this one's in the color, just say at color. Okay, so at color, so it will know that you are pointing at we need one of the colors. At color, then we put stroke. For example, I say I want purple. So you see purple. There's different purple that we defined. Then you say like this, for example, purple. Then it is changing to what? Purple. So you can reuse these colors like that. Just take text size, text that. Okay, so this is how it is recommended. This is how it is recommended to be used. Otherwise, you can simply define your own color. For example, here I can say, for example, this is purple itself. I can pick it. Do you know this tool? Do you know it? It's a very important tool. It can help you to pick any color from your screen. You just go and get it on internet. HTML color picker. It is very, very small thing, like less than 1 MB, but very powerful. It can pick anything from your screen. So remember to go and get it. You see, you can pick any color from your screen, and it create for you the codes for that color. For example, I'll pick this color. So you see, right now there is no warning. You see the warning from this side. I hope you can see clearly. So you see the warnings from this side. Right now there is no warning. The warning can either be red, that means danger, you made an error, so our application will not run, or the warning can be yellow. Yellow is just a simple warning. Hey, this is not a better way of doing things, but it will work. That is a yellow warning. But a red, it means that, hey, this thing won't work. Your application, it will not either run or it will crash when it reaches here. For example, if I come and put this, if I violate this rule, like put like this one, this does not exist, and then you'll see this thing will either change to red. If I come and put something like this, there's no attribute like this one, so I violated the rule, and then this will show red. But if I come and do like this, everything is okay, there's no warning here. But if I come and hard code it and paste it here like this, you see it is working, but there should be a warning somewhere. Let me show you. It is working, okay, I'll show the warning in GTN1, but there must be a warning, maybe because this color is representing, that's why that's not warned. There must be a warning somewhere. So because you had coded it, you know the disadvantage of hard coding as a programmer. One day you wake up, your boss says that no, this color should be at least increased by the darkness. You all agree that it should be increased, and maybe you want to change around 6 colors, and your project is as huge as maybe having 1000 files. So what will happen, you'll have to go and look for each color, and then you change them manually, which is so hectic. But if you have these colors defined somewhere here, like one time you just come and change only this, and every part will be what will be updated. So this is not advisable, so you better define the colors and then do what, and reference them as say colors, and then like this, then you can use them. So that is what is advisable, because you will come and change this color at once, and every part of your project will be updated. I hope that is clear. So we can reference colors like that. We have other values. So other values, we can define as many colors as possible. We have other values, settings, this like app settings and the rest. So I have other values like themes. So this theming, it will help us to define how our Android app should look like. So we define these themes here. For example, this one is managed by Android. So what if, I mean, it defines like the color of the application bar, the color that will appear in the navigation, the color that will appear in the background of a layout. We define them here, the primary color and the rest. For example, we can come here and search, open Google Chrome, show what I mean. So the theme, you know, like how we create the CSS, you write them one time and then you can reuse it. So this thing is becoming serious now. Okay, so I'll come here and search for Android theming. So the theming, so I'll explain here. This one, I did this. So you see, there are different parts of the Android application that we can use. We can define. For example, you see this color. How do you change it? So how do you change it? You define a theme here. You see, this is called a theme, and it is extending the Android based theme. Okay, it's extending the Android based theme. You can define as many themes as possible, and then you can reuse them again and again. For example, this is the dark mode theme. This is the light mode theme. So this dark mode theme, you define how things should look like in your dark mode, and this one you define how things should look like in the light mode. So this is the theme. You see, it is called theme, and then this is the name, and this is the Android application theme that we are extending. So you see, it is having the primary color. So here they'll show you what it means by having these colors. So here will be color primary dark. This is one that will be on top. This one that will be in the up bar, this one is called the color primary. It's the primary color that will be on top, behind the menu, behind some dialog boxes. So the design that will be here, the color, if you want to define it, you will have to define it. Yeah, very good. The text color. So the text, the color that will be in the text behind, that will be here, you define it from here. The text color primary. Then you have the window background. This window background is the default color of the layout that will be here in the background. Then you have the navigation color. So this is the color that will be here. So how do you define this one? You define them here through what? Through themes. So you can define as many themes as you want, and then you rechange them anytime. I'll show you this one as we proceed. But this is how we define these themes. You see, for example, here we're having color primary, and then here we're referencing the color that we've already done what? That we've already defined in colors.
So we'll use that only.
So this one means that themes, other themes are having what? We're having, this one's for night mode and this is for the light mode. So other themes we're having color primary. So it is this one. At color, it's referencing the other color. Now what if I want, your boss says that no, I want this one to be green. Maybe your company is using green color. So what do? You have to come here and do it and define it here. So for example, if I want that, I can just simply come here. In fact, if you want to access this color, just press Ctrl and click on it. I can come here and then maybe change it to, I can either delete this one or create my own. So I can say maybe green. So these colors, they vary. Green. Now I can come and maybe say, come and pick green color palette. I can click on images, so they can show me how different greens can vary. These are called green color palettes. So I can say this is my green 1, green 2, green 3, green 4, or green. Any way I can reduce it. So I can come and pick this one, for example. This is maybe my first green. So I can say it's variance of greens. So this is green 1. Can duplicate it, go to Shift, go to D, and say green 2. So this can come and be maybe this one. I can come back and switch and make it this one, okay? And maybe I can come and pick maybe like that. So let me pick one yellow. And pick some yellow. So I can use this one as your color palette. Mix those colors. Let me pick this yellow or this pink. I mean this red can also work with green, no problem. So add that color maybe and come and paste here and call it maybe a maroon 1. Okay, so now I can come and define my theme here. So I can say primary color, it should be what? Green 1, for example, green 2, because this one's gone, that's going to be, for example, below here, this one. And if I want a dark color, then I can make it what? You see, how do you call this one? This one, color primary dark. Is it already defined? Color primary dark. It's not defined, so I can define it again here as at item. So it should be here. Color. Just write what you remember, and then Android will suggest for you. So I can maybe say green 1. So if I want to define what else, maybe okay, these ones are enough, or these are enough. So if I want to run We have what we call accent color also. They did not talk about it. Did they talk about this accent color? No. So let us see from another guy. Accent color is the color for, like, if you highlight text, what should be the color that shows? If you select something, what should be the color that shows that particular what? Accent color. So for now, let me run the application and you see what I mean. So I can come and remove this and then click on run, then to start processing. But yes, this processing, let us do something else because time is running. So that's how we define the colors or the theming. But you'll learn more about theming as we proceed. This one just showing you how you can use what? How you can use this different structure of what? Of Android or different files. We have things like dimensions. Dimensions, you'll also define them. Arrays, strings, all of these ones, we can define them here. For example, I want to maybe my margin left, or I can say I want my padding to be of a certain size. So my padding to be of a certain size. So how will I define those values? So if you want to avoid hard coding, so what do? We put here a value called dimensions. Yeah. For example, let me show you. I'm going to put here maybe text size and make it maybe 20 dp. So you'll see the warning now. I think the warning should come. You see? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Can you see this yellow thing? Yeah, they say should use SP instead of DP for text. So they suggest that I should use SP. Okay, so I use SP, but the warning is supposed to be there. It disappeared, but the warning will come back when you run it maybe. So this one is bad way of doing things. Why? You had coded it. So if you want to avoid this, you just press Alt and Enter, and then they'll give you a suggestion of what you should do. They say that, hey, you better extract this one in dimensions to avoid you repeating yourself, because this is a static thing. So, but if one day you wake up and you want to change, so we better do what? I can come here, just press Alt and Enter, then they'll suggest for you, then press here Control, then they'll ask you to give this size a name, so that you can reuse it again. So I can say maybe text size. I can just say maybe medium. So I can put medium, small, and large. You can name them anything that you want, text size, anything. So I can say okay. Then you see they'll create for me a resource, but you can as well create by yourself. So they'll create for me a resource here called the diamonds. Okay, so this diamonds is the one that will always keep there the colors, the sizes. So you can see here at text size we are referencing at a diamond, then we put what? Medium. So if I press Ctrl and click here, it will take me to where it is, which is here. Just click and then to take you. See, under diamonds we're having resource, under resource we're having diamond attribute, and then the name and the size here. So I can come here and change it anytime that I want. I can put as more as I want, so I can reference to them. I can put, for example, I can say large will be what? Okay, you cannot have same size. Say same names. Large, I can say it is 30, or maybe extra large, X large, it is what? Maybe 40. And then I can say maybe here small, it is what? It is 10. So I can just use this one to reference them anywhere, anytime. So it will help you to avoid you repeating yourself. And that's the best way how we can do what? How we can create the application. So let me see how this one has appeared. Where is it though? It is here. It's running. So that comes. So you see, this one has changed. This one did not change. This is the accent color I knew. Primary dark did not work. This is accent color, I think. I said it did not define it. And I see accent color. Yeah, that's the accent color, I know the accent color. This is primary dark. accent. See color accent. Color accent. Yeah, that's what it means. Let's run it again. I was wondering like how. Okay, let's run it again. So don't that will append the up bar.
Do you accent
color? I accent color. Yeah. It's primary color, primary variant. This variant, the one that is disturbing. This variant, I never saw it. It's a nuance. So let us run it and see. Still it is not leaving. Why? Is it what we call variant? Let me put what? Let me put green. Green one. Let's see the variant. Maybe that's a new design. Let's run. How to not to run? Yeah. Okay, they call variant. Color primary variant, but before it was called what? Accent color. I'll show you color accent. Android theming color accent. I'll do of theming, I think. Color accent. It's taking long to load. Fail to load. Color accent. When you use the color of the switch, the color of these, the color of the process bar, the dialog.
Color primary dark.
Yeah. The color primary dark is the one that is behind the text. So that's it. Like if we come here, for example, if we put, let me show you one thing, like this. Okay, so let me come here and change this one to what? To linear layout, the simplest one. Linear layout, and then I'm going to put here another thing, orientation vertical, and then I'm going to come and put here progress dialog, maybe 50. What I was avoiding, at dimension large. Okay, and I can say extra large, and then a dimension extra large, and then I come and say what gravity center. Okay, so you see this color, you cannot define it from here. This one you cannot define any color. If you see, for a right color, there is no color that comes. So how do you define these colors of progress bar, dialog box, the color under the text? So that one is what you call accent color, I think. Themes, what is that you call accent color? So here in accent color, that's why we always make it a little bit opposite. Like we put here maroon, the color that will match with that. So you see, that's the accent color. So you can put maybe primary, color primary, color primary. Why did not define it? But they're not suggesting for us. Okay, let's leave it just to save time. But that's how we define things. So the text color can also go ahead and define, but we'll look at it when we reach theming of in Android. So that's how we define those things, and that's how we use the different resources in the in Android. App development. You can define dimensions, you can define styles, you can define colors, you can define strings. For example, you see this word, we did not hard code it. hello world. Even hello world we may not hard code it. This is a bad way of doing things. So if I want to hard code it, I just press Ctrl Enter, and then they will extract it for me. I can give it a name, so that I should be able to reuse it. Hello world. Even translating it, it will be simple and rich translations. So because you'll be picking it from what? From strings. So you see, it is here. Every word that you used is already defined somewhere, so you can reuse it even. So you see hello world, that string hello world. So that's how we reuse materials of Android. So we proceed to common attributes. So I have common attributes that we will use in Android. Among them, I'm just going to speak about very common attributes that we use in the elements of Android. We have width, layout width, that it must be provided, and layout height, that must be provided. Without layout width and layout height, it will not work. You know that. So another thing that we always provide is the color. Another thing that we always provide is the gravity, the common one. Yeah. So we have two things. We have gravity layout and gravity. We have gravity layout and gravity. So gravity is how things should be arranged. It helps how things should be arranged. First of all, let us look at gravity. So gravity, it will try to define where the elements inside a layout should be placed. The elements inside a layout should be placed. So for example, you see here, our elements, they were collapsing at the beginning, but when we find a gravity, it became in the middle. So if I come and delete these ones, like you see, I remove that center. So I press Ctrl and space. It will suggest possible attributes that you can put there if you don't know. So if you don't know those attributes, they can help you to suggest Ctrl and what and space. So if I come and say it should be maybe left, okay, right, say right. So to try to put all the elements in the right hand side. So it can be maybe bottom. So to try to put them in the bottom. So you can say, you can again go ahead and define. See, you can specify and then bottom and percent. So you can define more like this. So that is what, that is gravity. I can say maybe top center. I can say top what? Top right. Top what? Then you can say, for example, top bottom is not possible. Top bottom is not there. But you can say bottom. First put it in bottom, and then right. Then it can be in right. So by doing that, you can define them. For example, you can say center right. So you can guess it's going to be in center, but on the other side. You can say center left, then it will be in this side.
That's
So
for all the items, right?
yeah, for anything inside that layout.
So can we define for each one?
Yeah, for specific one. I'm going to show you. We're going to define for specific one. So just gravity is for a item within it. For example, let me give this guy height, specific height. Let me give it, for example, height, and to save time, I'll be writing them physically. For example, I can say 100 dp, 100 dp. Okay, and say 500 dp, and then come here and give it also 500 dp. So maybe 400. Okay, so this is just text view. Text view part with specified margin. So if we want this text view to define where this thing should be placed, this text itself within it, the content within it should be how it should be organized. You can use what? Gravity. So if you say gravity center, automatically it should be in what? In the center of that text view.
Oh, the content.
So I can say maybe end, then it will be in the end. So just like we did there, you can just still say end what? End center, then it will be in the end but center. But this one is just for about the text view. So if I want to maybe make it in maybe 300 and 300 that you can see. So let me give it maybe background maroon, and then maybe give it text color and maybe white. So you see, so a gravity is defined what is inside there. Now what if you want to position this by itself? Let me remove this guy. Okay, so what if you want to position the layout itself? So if you want to position the layout itself, we have what you call now gravity layout. Gravity layout, it will work with for the layout itself. For example, center, you see, this is the layout itself, where it should be positions. So that's how you can define the gravity layout for the layout itself. Gravity, it is for the content inside the inside the layout. Very good. So if you want your code to be organized like in a best recommended way, you press Ctrl Alt and L, then they will organize in a right way. For example, you see if my code is here, let me show you. See, maybe this one is done here, maybe it is like this, sorry, just like this. So not well organized, and you want to organize it. You see, so you want to organize in best recommended way. Ctrl Alt L, then it will take care of everything and it will be organized for you. So that's how you organize the code. So that's gravity and the color and the what and this. The color, the text color, and the width and height. Those are the most common that we use. The rest are not so that common. So we'll proceed to image view. So image view will help us to put images into applications. So we can put image from internet, and you can put image from within the local resource. So for example, I want to put an image that is going to be compiled within my application and then be displayed on the user screen. So I'll have to get that image first. So let me get here some image. Can simply come here and just say .jpg. We can get here my photo. Okay. My photo. This one. Okay, let's use that one. Okay, so if I want to put this photo there, so there are some rules that you have to follow. So first of all I have to do, I have to put it in there. Very good, in drawables. So I can copy. So I'll press Ctrl and drag and drop it here. So it'll tell me to name this photo. So when you're renaming this photo, there are rules that you have to follow. You cannot put space. For example, you put space. That's not allowed. You cannot put some characters like a dash. You cannot put in drawables capital letters. Another thing in drawables, you're not allowed to put capital letters in the resource files. Only capital letters are allowed here in the classes of Java. But here in the resources, use small letters with no space, and if you want to space, you can at least or better use underscore. So if I say refactor, then this will be copied there. You see, there it is. So this, if you want to see, this is just organized in an Android way, project way. But if you want to see how your project is well organized, just select here on top and say project. Then you see it in form of in form of folders, though it may confuse you. Okay, but you see in form of folders, you can click here. I see more. This is the name of our application. So our app is here. So all the things that are inside the app is in the app. We have here to call Src. Here we'll have the library that we'll use, just like Java projects. So Src, that's where our source code is, and inside the app, so you have the Android This just for testing, don't mind it. This is just used when you are compiling the application. But we have what we call main. So main is where our real content is. So our project is basically divided into two: the Java code and the resources. That will use the layouts and the rest. So inside the Java here is where we'll have the what we call packages. So the package will have the backend code. So we can divide even our project into different packages. As we proceed, I'll show you the use of these packages. But for now, we'll just use the single package, and we'll have the backend code. And the resources will have all the other folders that we had. These are folders, you see, and these are what? XML files, XML file, XML files, XML file. You see, the XML file. Even though you come and open it to where it is stored. Let me go where it is stored. It is inside C, inside Src, inside the Android as it inside here. This is the project that we're doing. Then you see you have an app, just like the way you sing it under their project. Okay, we have the app, we have Src. I'm trying to be slow. To be slow. You may say that I'm slow, but I want to explain basic things that you should understand very well. So what is behind there? So have the main. We have what? You see? Now we have Java and the resources. So here you see these are nothing but folders. The values, these are, when you say colors, this is just an XML file. You see? Yeah. So these are the colors. So if you don't have an IDE, you can write them by yourself. But my friend, you just make up one mistake and you'll cry forever. You see? So the ID helps us to avoid making these mistakes. Dimensions, these are nothing but XML what? XML code. So dimensions, like we saw the images, that is where it has been placed. So if I want back to go to my Android structure, that will simplify things. These ones are going to become complicated. So just press Ctrl. I mean here in this option, and then say Android. Then ID will organize you in what? In the Android way. So if you have opened everything, so many things, and you want to collapse everything, just click here, and then everything will be collapsed. Okay. So if you're here, if you open a file and you don't know where it is exactly, and you want to drive to there, just click on this wheel. It will take you where that file is, right? So that's simple how you navigate through these things. So one, we are looking at images. Now I want to put here an image. So if I want to put an image, I can just simply say image what? Image view. Image view, and then I can give it what? I can give it width. Maybe I can say 200 dp, and what? And height 200 dp. Then we'll have an image view there on top, but you cannot see it. Okay, so like I told you, the most common thing, can give it what? Can give it gravity, and the gravity of a layer, and then say center. That will be center. So I can give maybe some margin across the whole sides. Can give maybe large side. Okay, so then to have some margin with that side. So if I want to give now the what? The image itself, so I'll have to use Src Attributes. Just like HTML kind of, and then you can reference what? At drawables, and then at is it coming? Is it coming? My what? Where is it? Under drawables, my photo. I did not suggesting. Okay. Ctrl Shift S. To save as is what? Is F5. Yeah. My photo. So it's going to be a drawable. Put my what? My photo. Why is not suggesting? Do you put in the right place? Okay, maybe sometimes this Android is stuck. Let's see. Let us try to run it. If it crashes, then it will have made a mistake somewhere. Because it crashed, then no, it's just Android disturbing. Sometimes it disturbs. You see, when you run it, then it comes. So it was just to format the code. So you should not confident. You may be worried like what has gone wrong. So yeah, it comes. So that's how you use the resources. That's how you the image view. So as we proceed, I'll show how you can now get images from internet and feed them in our website, in our project. So faster, we proceed to text view. Text view, you've already seen it, so I don't need to waste much time there. Edit text is just another simple thing that for collecting text data from our user. Edit text, and you can say maybe it should have width of match parent and then height of wrap content. Okay, so and then there we go. Where did it go? It's somewhere there. Yeah, it is there, but you cannot see it. So I can give it maybe padding bottom. I can say large, or can go just padding across all of it of large. So margin of large. So that's a text view. So this text view, let us run it and see how it's going to look like. So if I run it, process, if I change a single layout, I better press this to just refresh the app. But I always press the restarting the app. Just used of that. So that's going to be our text view. Now see again what our accent color is doing. When you focus on something, when you focus on a text view, accent color kicks in. Yeah. That's the meaning of accent color. It just like gives your application an accent. So this is a simple text view. So there we go. So that is our text view. So this text view, it has other things that we may put, like hint. So hint, it will going to be what should be placed here. The place order very good. So I can say hint maybe phone. I can say your phone number. So you see what I was telling you, when you write, when you had coded something, they'll do what? They'll warn you. These are the yellow things that I'm telling you. They say, hey, that's not a better of doing things. Even they'll even suggest for you what you have forgotten to put. So you better press Ctrl Enter, and then you write it in resources or strings. So you can put hint. I don't know why this guy is not directly displaying them here. Sometimes need to be restarted. I can put hint. You can put other things, like another important thing that we always want is the type of this text. You see, for example, phone number, we need only phone numbers here. We want to show the number keyboard, so you put here input input type, press Ctrl space, and then we'll show you available input types: a number, a date. If you want to collect date, you just put your date. Then when someone click there, they'll be given a calendar of a date. It can be date time, it can be a phone number, it can be an email that they should not allow someone to submit space. It can be a password. So I can say maybe phone number. So if I say like this, then when I refresh the application, what will they do? They're displaying this keyboard at this moment. But if I want to allow the keyboard of phone number, so I mean that when I refresh the application, it will only allow the keyboard of phone number. So if I click there, you see, they bring this keyboard that will allow phone number. So if it's if it's a calculator, you can just put numbers. Or if you want to get to collect only numbers, you can put number, and then it will collect for you numbers without putting other kind of text. So that's how we do it. That's how we have other things like text area and the rest. Just press Ctrl space here. You see? Even beyond phone, you can define whether phone and date, phone and non-phone, and number decimal point. So even this phone has attributes. Okay, so if press Ctrl Center, they'll give you Ctrl space. They'll give you possible thing that you can do. So that's take edit text. You can come and learn more about edit text, but it is the most common thing that we always use. So as we proceed, you'll do what? You'll see it. Edit text Android. Click there. You can come and learn more and more and more and more. They're talking about it here. Okay. So we proceed. After edit text, we have Android Activity Lifecycle. So Android Activity Lifecycle, it is how the Android is how Android is how Android runs, like how they order or the procedure that Android takes to execute an operation or to run the application. So you can simply come and search here Android Lifecycle, and then you'll see it in form of drawings. These are the events that happen when we're running the Android application. See. So first of all, it will call the different events. So you can trigger your application. I mean, you can trigger some actions when a certain event is fired. For example, we say when this application opens, I want to see if the user is logged in or not logged in. Or when the application starts, I want to see if I want to collect some data from internet. Okay, when this user resumes, I want to show him an advertisement. Maybe he'd go and do something else. When he resumes, I want to show him an advertisement. When this user goes away, when you put my application background, I want to save my data so that when he comes back, I should show him the data so that he did not lose the data that he used. When this user quits this application, I want to give him a warning. When this user stops, okay, when this application is about to be destroyed, what should I do when this application is starting, when it is being paused? Maybe I want to warn the user, maybe it is a quiz application, or it's an exam application, online exam. So I don't want this user to put the application in the background. So I want to warn him when you put the application in the background, or want to avoid him, something like that. So you listen to these what you call events that will be called by Android when they happen. So the operating system will call one of these when it does what? When it happens. For example, I have the activity launched. This one is just done by the operating system. Then we have the onCreate. OnCreate event, it will be called when the application is being created for the first time. So it starts with onCreate, then it comes to onStart. After creating, then it starts. Then after starting, it resumes. Then after resuming, it runs the what? Yeah. So resume will always be called after what? After start. So after doing your things, or after the application executing, it can do what? It can either be paused, and if it resumed from pausing, it will come back to what? On resume. So on pause, it will not come back and fire the what? The start. No, it will just resume. It's just like the way I can do like this. See? That is being paused because I'm doing. So when I do like this, the application resume. So but sometimes you lock things, and when you come back, it starts afresh. So that is when it is like on stop. On stop here. Then it will have to restart afresh. So on start, it means that the things that are being created again, the layouts. On resume, it was in the background, like but not stopped. When you do like this, nothing will be created afresh. On stop, so if we stop application, two things can happen. It can either resume. When you resume data, if you have enough RAM, but if you don't have enough RAM, it will create it afresh. Everything will be rendered afresh. So after we have the on destroy, like this, you cannot access it, and then what? Shut down. So let us how do you listen to these ones? I'm going to show you how you can listen to a few of them. So I'm going to just come here to application and listen to these hooks or the events. Come to Java here. So you see here on create it is being hooked here. So when application starts on create, this is when you put the what, and they will create the layout. Yeah. So I can add another thing. I can override on what, on resuming. You see, on resume it is where, I mean on start. Let's put on start, for example. Let's write on and then start like this. They will suggest for you the code. Here just override. It is an existing method that is under what, app compat, and you're overriding it on what, on start. So here I want to put something in the console. So to put something in the console in Android, you just write log d, and then you'll be able to do what, to put things in the console. So this tag, it will help you to organize things. Like you can say all my things about the event, they should be in this tag. All my things about things, we could be in this tag. So I can define this tag. Just press Ctrl space, it will define itself. I see this is the name of our tag. This is just a public static string. Yeah, you're making it static, that you should not be changing it every time. So I can say maybe events. Okay, so these are events. Okay, or I can say my events. Okay, so these are my events. So I can define as many tags as I want. Maybe I can say tag 2, tag 3. So here it will help me to know which element is in the what I'm looking for. So this thing, this line will be tagged with this inside the what, inside the console. So here I want to just say on start. Okay, so they placed there. I'll say the app is starting. So here I can call for the method that I want to run when the application does what, does that. Maybe it's running the, going to the server, maybe warning the user, maybe welcoming back the user. I can say welcome back, something like that. So I can, but you can just follow this architecture. You know that the application is here now. So you can run, let me run it and come here. The console is here, log cat. So I can say select what you want debugging here. So there will be a lot of things that will be running in background. Application starts. So there will be a lot of things that are running background. Select here debug. So you see there's so many things. So okay, so it has started. You can see on start it is here. You can see on start is there. Now what if you want to see only things that are tagged? You see my event is here tagged. So if I put here my event to only show, to ignore the rest noise and give you the one, and on start. So it means that our application does what, did started. So
it's not showing in the emulator, right?
it is already in the emulator. The app is here in the emulator. So no. Yeah, you cannot see. Why should it show it? It cannot show it.
Can you tag something like this?
If I want to put something there, what do you mean? Like
on the starter, should welcome, give the welcome message to me.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can, for example, this text. You can set it to welcome. You can put even a toast message. Here, let me show you like a toast. I want to call toast. So time is up. Article toast. So this toast will need a what, a context. Just write toast like this. And maybe some minute. Okay, time is up. You're now in bonus. Okay, so I can say on start. I put context. And I say the app is starting. So you can do like this also. This is the context. We call it a toast. you give just three things. You pass the context, and then you give it the message, and then you say the length, whether it should be long or short. So if I run it, this is what you'll see. So can you see it appeared there? Yeah, it appeared there, but was too short. So if I want to make it long, just leave here long, and then it will show you. But most of the time we use these ones, because for this one will be there for until you clear it. See, but here on how will you know that the app is started? You see, the app is starting. No, it will disappear then. But if you rely on these console, you can know. You can even trace back and see what happened. So that is on start. Let us look at on what? On resume. Say on resume. Just write like this. Come here. Just write log D. Log D will just put something in the console. The app is resuming. Okay, and then lastly, just write, for example, which one that the destroy, on destroy, on stop, and on destroy. Those two are also important to understand. On stop, log D, the app is stopping, and then lastly on not on destroy. The log D, the app is destroyed. Okay, so I run it. We are going to look at these events. So when you start, we're going to expect on create. We're going to expect on start and that on resume in the console. So you see, it will always do what? It will always resume, just like the way they showed that here. Started and then resumed. So that's
So what is the benefit of it?
yeah.
What is the benefit of this?
Of which one?
Of this?
Console. It will help you to know what is happening. So what if you don't put these things in the console? How will you know that this thing has happened? You will need this so much. You just wait. Now you have the array you want to see, to look through it, and want to see what is going there, what is going on, whether the array did it come or did not come. Maybe you fetch this array from internet. How will you know? You have to use this guy so many times. We'll just see. This console, you see, it helps us to know that this has been called, this has been console. How did we do that? By just attaching these lines or these into these events. These are called by what? Operating system. Okay, so let me click here. You see, when it goes up, it is done not, it is stopped. So what does it mean? The app is here. So when we run it back, it's supposed to either come back to create or to resume. So let's click on the app again. Can you see? On start, again on resuming. So here you can do some things, like you see when you go in Zoom, when you exit the Zoom, they give you like the one you say Zoom did not exit, but it is running in background. They give you a pop-up. How do they know that you've done that? It's through this on resume. And so if I do like this again, now if I remove it, if I click here, still this is being stopped. So we know that our application is here on stop. It does not pause, but also on stop. On pause, I think it comes when something comes on top of it. Maybe like a pop-up for operating system. That's when on pause comes in. So let me remove it. You see, it is stopped but not destroyed. So destroyed means that it will not be rendered. Yeah. So it is still in the RAM. Now let me remove it. You can even get undestroyed. Okay. They don't even show us the what? Undestroyed, because you cannot do anything once the user removes the application. So if we start the application again, then it's going to be what? To be created afresh, and where is it though? Okay, here. So I see to clean everything and then to start afresh until to show. Yeah. So I think that's it for today. So in the next class we'll start with the menus, but go and practice. Yeah, this is the life cycle. I've already put those in the videos. Button click on open. These are the name. We did them in the next class. How to open Activity. Button click and click listener. I did this in the last classes.
Button click, right?
Yeah. I hope you can do those things. Very good. Please go and read ahead because your time out. Try to practice as much as you can from different teachers, that we should help each other to speed up the course. I want to be reaching a point. Say no. Yeah, I already know. Then I just pass very fast and I go to another. So in the next class, I'm going to upload these tutorials for pop-up menu, bottom navigation, and then the drawer. So at least by the next class we should have reached recycler view. Recycler view is very important, very important. Yeah. So I'll practice the main parts, inshallah, and in the next class.